Okay, hi everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. First things first, I want to get a photo with you all here today, just so I can remember this wonderful moment that I've got. I've got to be honest with you though. Okay, hold on. One thing at a time. Let's take the photo. Just shut up and pretend like you're happy. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Ready, steady, say Cloud Foundry. Ah, that's so good. So good. Now look, I got to tell you something. I was a little bit nervous about this particular opportunity because if I'm honest with you, I'm not a Cloud Foundry devotee. I use it. I love it. I've loved it for a long time. Oh yeah. Thank you. I've loved it for a long time. I'm a big fan, but I don't know what all has happened. I mean, I just saw some of the existing the talks that preceded me. It all sounds really good. I'm sure it's fine. I don't know. I mean, I don't care, right? I am a builder. I build stuff. I care about building things and getting them into production, and I do that in terms of Spring Boot. Obviously, it's on the shirt and socks maybe, and I care about that. And I don't care about platforms, right? I mean, I don't want to care about platforms. They should be boring and get out of my way, right? Hell is other people's platforms. I just want to use Cloud Foundry and not worry about it. And I'm a big fan of that, right? I wrote a book. About Cloud Foundry. Let me see if I can find that thing here. Here we are. Computers are very difficult. There you go. I wrote this book. Anybody have the misfortune of reading my book here? Anybody? This book is from 2017, and it's called Cloud Native Java, and it's all about how to build apps with Spring Boot and Cloud Foundry, right? With Cloud Foundry. So I literally wrote a book on the thing. I mean, I like Cloud Foundry quite a bit, and the reason I like it is because I don't have to worry about it. It just does the thing, set and forget, and move on. And this book, by the way, this is one of the rare privileges of writing a book with O'Reilly is that they let you choose the animal, right? And this is a blue-eared kingfisher, right? And the book is called it's Cloud Native Java. So this is a blue-eared kingfisher from the Indonesian island of Java. And now birds, they fly. They fly through the clouds. And this is a bird that is indigenous or native to the island of Java. It's a Cloud Native Java bird, right? It's true. It's true. It's awesome. Yeah. No, it's true. So I love that. And I love, right now we have this amazing vibe, this amazing moment in time around AI. And I don't know what all will become of this moment in time. I hope we do something interesting with it. I hope we certainly don't raise the environment to build energy grids just to power the thing, that's for sure. But I hope we build interesting things with it. And I think what struck me is that in all this confusion and all this sort of opportunity and potential and like excitement, Cloud Foundry is just there. It's just this incredibly great little place I can get my apps up and running and build. And it's the same incredible enthusiasm that led me to write this book back in 2017, right? Was I wanted to build services at scale. I wanted to build microservices, and there's a natural cost of scaling that effort up, and Cloud Foundry met that, right? I said, I need something to meet me where I am, and Cloud Foundry was that. And now it's the same opportunity for the AI use cases, right? And what I mean by that is, AI there's AI and then there's like enterprise, right? And these things have to line up, they have to reconcile, they have to agree. And if you can get an application in production and be secure, scalable, have observability, and have operational insight around what is happening with your models and so on, that's valuable, right? That's something that you're just not gonna get in a lot of other contexts. So what I wanna do is I wanna build a very, very quick little app. We don't have a lot of time. Right? And so, I really wanna like take advantage of this. What do we have, 25 minutes? Yeah, we've got to take advantage of that 25 minutes. So what I'm going to do is we're going to build something using my technology of choice, Cloud Foundry. Now, keep in mind, I love Cloud Foundry. I've loved it since it came out. We open sourced it back in 2011, right? And I remember using it before it was open source. And when we open sourced it, we announced it. We had the creator of Spring, a guy named Rod Johnson. He was there to talk about it. We had the creator of Node, this new thing at the time called Node.js, Ryan Dahl, he was there talking about this new thing called Cloud Foundry. Super exciting, right? And Node was interesting because you could run JavaScript on the server side, and we all thought this was a terrible idea, right? And we were right. It has been provably a terrible idea for everything. So, but the one thing I really appreciated about that moment was like you could run JavaScript on the server side, and I thought, well, what if we just took the terrible JavaScripts and replaced them with good JavaScripts, right? So now, here we are, 2025, right? And, we've got Java 25, right? So now I can go over here, and I'm just going to write, script.java, void main, okay, io.println, hi, CF days, okay? And I'm just going to run that JavaScript, okay? There you go. That's a script in Java. It's a JavaScript that you can run on the server side, right? It's the good kind of JavaScript. Thank you, exactly. Yes. So I'm a big fan, okay? But for now, just to keep things easy, I'm going to use, so I've got this. I'm going to use, we're going to go ahead and build an application here at start.spring.io. This is my second favorite place on the internet. Obviously, my first favorite place is production, which is Cloud Foundry, right? I love production. You should love production. You should go as early and often as possible. Bring the kids, bring the family. The weather's amazing. It's the happiest place on earth. But if you haven't been there, you can begin your journey here at start.spring.io. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a service here called adoptions. I'm going to use Java 21 or later. It doesn't matter what version of Java you're using, so long as it's a current, long-term, modern version. And so definitely not Java 8, right? Definitely not Java 8. And we're going to build a little AI application, okay? I'm going to bring in OpenAI. I'll bring in the web support. I'll bring in the chat memory support. I'll bring in PG Vector. I'm going to bring in Spring Data JDBC, right? JDBC. And I think I'm okay with all those selections. What do you think? OpenAI, observability, very important key there, okay? And now I'm going to open this up. I've got a little zip file here that I downloaded. I'm going to run an alias. That alias is also pointing to, yes, you guessed it, a JavaScript, okay? So all that does is it unzips and opens my little zip file. So here we go. We're going to run that in my IDE, and we're just going to build something very quickly. Now the question is, what are we going to build? We have so very little time and so much to do. So I was looking for some sort of domain we could think about and work on together, something that would sort of unite us, something that we could all get behind. And I thought about the famous Spring Pet Clinic sample application, which is a thing that you can use to, I don't know, look at animals and stuff. And I thought, well, that's cool, but GitHub is an amazing place. And if you look, there's actually a Spring Pet Clinic organization, and there's dozens of different permutations of this sample application written in terms of different technologies. And I thought, nah, we don't have enough time to go through all those, right? But what if we did something related to animals? And I thought, that's a great idea. Everybody loves animals. I love animals. I love almost all animals, okay? Almost all of them, except for my dog. My dog is the worst, the worst dog, not a good dog at all. But I think about him a lot because he's terrible. But we keep him for 3 reasons, right? For 3 simple reasons. 1, even terrible animals like my dog deserve love. So that's 1. 2 is ego. In my home, my family, and my partner and my kid they're very smart. They speak 5 languages, and I only speak 3.5. So if we didn't have that stupid dog, I'd be the stupidest in the house. That will not work, right? It won't work. And then the third reason, of course, is because, just being real with you here, just being 100% honest, my dog is oh so cute. I mean, look at this. This is a very, very, very cute. Let me see if I can find, yeah, there you go. There he is. I know, he's so cute, but evil. Just pure malevolence, not a good dog at all. And so I think about him all the time. And I also think about this other dog named Prancer. Prancer, his owner, this woman put Prancer up for adoption back in 2021, and she described this dog rather hysterically. She says that this dog, this one, here we go. She says, there's not a very big market for neurotic, man-hating, animal-hating, children-hating dogs that look like gremlins, right? This is doggy slander, basically. And she keeps going, and she says, I was excited to see him come out of his shell and become a real dog. I'm convinced at this point that he's not a real dog, but more like a vessel for a traumatized Victorian child that now haunts our home. Yeah. Whoa, poor dog, but also poor them. And it just, anyway, sounds like quite the handful. So I think about this dog, Prancer, quite a bit as well. And look, like she signs off, she says, a very cute dog. I would totally pet that dog. I'd probably lose a digit, but I would pet that dog. And she signs off. She says, oh, he's only 2 years old and will probably live to be 21 through pure spite. So take that into account. So I think about Prancer a lot. So what I want to do is to build a service to adopt terrible, terrible dogs like Prancer and Peanut, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. We've got this application, and we're going to support building an adoption service, okay? That's what's going to happen here. And so with that in mind, we've got to take advantage of Spring and Spring AI, okay? So let's build a controller here, class adoptions controller, okay? And I'm just going to use Spring AI chat client. This is your one-stop shop for all AI things and by the way, I apologize to the people who don't know how to write Java and JavaScripts, but just trust me, this is the good stuff, right? So we've got this HTTP endpoint here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little endpoint that returns information about dogs in the shelter, right? So I ask a question, and the model analyzes the question, and then it returns a response. And so I have to connect it to a SQL database. I've got a database full of dogs, the dogs that are meant to be in our shelter there. So I'm running that locally for the moment. We're just going to do this. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to say my database. Don't tell anybody my secrets, okay? This is between you and me. This is nobody will see this, right? Surely. So my user, and then the password. Shh, okay? Now, we've got our access to the database, and we've got dogs, and we want to sort of get the AI model to help us answer questions about those dogs. So let's do that. We're going to use the Spring AI chat client. We're going to give it a user prompt. Here's the question. We're going to say call the model and get the response back as a string. The Spring AI chat client, by the way, is the beating heart of the Spring AI abstraction. I love Spring AI. I love the chat client. And the chat client, of course, was written by only the best people, right? The best people worked on it there. Huge fan of that. So there we go. There's my simple endpoint, okay? Now I want this thing to have a little bit of focus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a system prompt, right? To guide it, to inform its overall tone and tenor, right? So what I've got here is I've got a system prompt that I'm going to use, and I've already pre-written this out. I don't want to waste your time. Come on, we don't have a lot of time anyway. So I'm going to cat that to the clipboard, and I'll paste it into my code, and no, I'm sorry, that's wrong. There, much better. Okay, so I'm going to, copy and paste that, and here we go. So I'm going to say system prompt, system, and it says you are an AI-powered assistant to help people adopt a dog from the adoption agency called Pooch Palace, with locations in Antwerp, Seoul, Tokyo, Singapore, Paris, Mumbai, New Delhi, Barcelona, San Francisco, and London. Did I say Antwerp? I meant Frankfurt. Okay. So, information about the dogs available will be presented below. If there's no information, return a polite response suggesting you don't have any dogs available. Okay, good. So let's give that a whirl, shall we? Let's just see if that spins up and if it works. Come on. All right. Okay, so we're up and running. Let's just try it, okay? Just to see if we're going to get somewhere. So ask question equals, do you have any neurotic dogs? Okay? Because we're looking for our buddy Prancer. Here we go. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't have any specific information about neurotic dogs available for adoption at Pooch Palace. If you're looking for dogs with specific traits or whatever, I recommend visiting Pooch Palace website or contacting the direct. Okay, good. It's acting like it's meant to be a representative from our fictitious dog adoption agency called Pooch Palace. But yet, no information about the dogs. So we need to connect it to the data in the database, okay? So what we're going to do is do RAG, right? RAG is, I'm going to talk to a vector store, and I'm going to use that vector store to inform the responses, okay? So here we go, and here we go. Let's see if that works. And so now I'm going to use that filter here. So question, answer, advisor. Here we are. Put that in there. So default advisors, question, answer, advisor. And now I'm going to restart. I've already done the embeddings. I've got embeddings there. Now that's a good point. You need different models for different things. You need a chat model for the AI chat interactions. You need an embedding model to create mathematical vectors that represent the data from text, okay? And we have those locally here. I'm using OpenAI's API for that for the moment. So let's try it now, okay? So let's see. Do you have any neurotic dogs? Ooh. Here we go. Yes, we do have a neurotic dog available for adoption. Meet Prancer, a demonic neurotic dog who's known to be man-hating, animal-hating, and children-hating, right? Prancer has a unique look, representative of gremlins, right? Reminiscent of gremlins. If you're interested in learning more about Prancer, feel free to ask, boy, am I. Boy, am I, okay? So now I've got a Java Spring AI application in way less code than you could do in any other of these languages and platforms and whatever. And it's AI ready, it's ready to go. It's time to think about the more interesting thing, which is production, okay? Now, mind you, at this point in my talk, I have less time to worry about that than I did the actual code, which is what it should be. You shouldn't be thinking about production more than you should be about the thing you're building, right? So let's get this thing to production. I have a Cloud Foundry instance that I'm already logged into, right? And I've got a space there. And so I've got one single application there. I've got the manifest for that application over here. So I'm going to copy that manifest. Here we are, desktop, manifest. I'm going to copy that into my application. Okay, adoptions. And I happen to have this manifest here. And I also want to make sure that I use Java 21 when I compile this, because I'm using that for the version of Java. So I shall say desktop, cloud, okay, copy and paste this. And I'm going to copy and paste this little thing here for SDKman, which is a manager of JVMs. So I've got that here, don't I? Yeah. Yes, so if I cd out, cd adoptions again, okay, now I'm using Java 21, right? Java 21 version, there we go. And so what I want to do is I want to compile this application, and I'm going to skip the test because I didn't write any tests. Come on. Ain't nobody got time for that. So here we go. 9.9 seconds to build that thing, right? So what I want to do is I want to get this to production. And so, I've got services I need to connect to. I need databases. I need these kinds of things, right? And you know more than anybody how this all works. You go to your marketplace, you find the things you want, you provision them, and you bind them. Simple enough. CF marketplace, CF CS, and then CF BS, and so on, right? But I happen to have 3 of them already pre-bound because I didn't want to waste your time provisioning things on stage. So what I've got is adoptions chat, which is I'm using the GenAI service in Tanzu's Cloud Foundry instance there, and it's using this particular model, which is the open source ChatGPT thing, okay? And then I've got an embeddings model, Tanzu nomic embed text, rolls right off the tongue, right? And then I've got a regular Postgres with a vector capability installed, and that's adoptions PG vector. So if you look at my little manifest here, you can see I've got these 3 things. I've specified I'm using Java 21 for the build pack. I've got the wrong, did I call this adoptions or assistant? What did I call this? Probably assistant, huh? No, adoption. So good thing we found that, huh? Look at that. That would have been catastrophic. So here we go. Okay, adoptions. Good. Okay, so I've got my Cloud Foundry manifest. I've got those 3 things bound. I've got a route, and I'm gonna push this application. But here's my problem. My only problem with Cloud Foundry is just like all cloud infrastructure. It just takes ages for things to get deployed, right? I hate the cycle time. That's why I do most of my work locally, and usually I just do CF push, and it just works, right? After enough time doing this, you know what's going to happen, and you can be very comfortable and get into a groove. But it does take a little while. And there's another thing in my world that takes a long time. That's the GraalVM native image compilation. When I do that for native images using Java, it can take a long time as well. And I got very bored very easily, right? I hate waiting for the cycle time. So I started. I hate waiting, so I'm reminded of this famous XKCD cartoon, right? Where you have these 2 idiots on the chairs in the office swashbuckling, and the boss says, "Hey, get back to work." They say they're compiling, which is actually like CF pushing, right? And then they say, "Okay, carry on." So I get this joke now, right? I thought this joke was just for the Kubernetes people, but no, I get it now. I understand what's happening. This is funny to me now, right? And so I'm like, well, I don't want to wait forever. I get, because the CF push takes long enough that you're stuck waiting and you can't really move forward, but it doesn't take long enough that you can go do something useful. There's no time for bio-IO, no time for coffee and a bathroom break, you know what I'm saying? So it's really just enough, So I sit there bored and I start to hear music, right? And so I guess what I start to hear music, I start humming music, and I don't I just hear it in my head. And what I've always wanted was for somebody to add some elevator music to the process, right? That would help, I think all of us would feel better about our chosen technology stack if we had a little bit of music. So what I've done is I've got a little script. This is just a takeaway for you wanting to know why I'm here at a Cloud Foundry conference, is I guess what I'm trying to say is build amazing things and bring some music, right? And so what I've got is I've got a little script here, and I'm gonna use that. This is actually CFP. It's just an alias, a little shell script. And if you look at it, which cfp.sh, okay? And there's that, and then that, and if I cat this, you can see all it does is it just plays some music. It's just very nice. So we're going to go ahead and CF push this application. Oh, so much better. It's my jam. By the way, your sound system, pretty good. Pretty good. It's my favorite part. Let's see if the push finishes before the track. That will be a problem. I think we should, right? Like, by the way, for the GraalVM native image stuff, I did that. I actually went and asked. I said to Oracle, Bubba, I said, please play elevator music during the native image compilation, right? So hopefully that'll get merged. Yeah, probably not. Okay, did it work? Oh, wait, is that the new one or is that the old one? Who knows? Is that music? Sorry, what? Well, we can always just try. Okay, so here we go. I think that's just the, wait, if I Control C, what do you think is going to happen? It looks like it's done. Oh God, how do you kill it? P kill, FF play. Okay. So let's just try it. I don't know, it feels like it should work. Let's see. Here we go. I went there to the service that's deployed. I asked, do you have any neurotic dogs? And hit enter. And by the way, it still says Anthrop. That's the old build. Let's see if the new one is deployed. Okay, wait for it. It's deploying. And we can also do the logs, CF logs, CFA, I guess. I got to see what the app name is called. There we are. This one. CF logs recent. Okay, now looks like it's good. Yes, there we go. In our current list, we have one that's described as neurotic, right? Prancer, demonic, neurotic, man-hitting, animal-hitting dog that looks like a gremlin. If you'd like more information about Prancer, or would like to explore other dogs, or other, well, that doesn't sound like, I just want that one, right? That might be a better fit for your home, just let me know. So it's worked. We have an instance, we found our buddy Prancer, and now I have 2 terrible dogs, thanks to the amazing power of Spring and Cloud Foundry. Thank you, everybody. Hope you had a great one. Thanks for hanging out. Who learned something new? Nobody. See, that's okay. That's what I want. No, that's okay. That's okay. That's the point. You're not going to learn anything about Cloud Foundry. You really don't need to. Just go build. Thank you.